Hi, I'm Naeson and welcome back to What Happened. In today's video, we're talking about a K-pop group that years ago you wouldn't have even thought of the spot that they are in right now. Of course, you saw by the title, it's EVERGLOW. They went from being one of the most viral K-pop groups of their time to now their future is a bit unknown. Hey, come a little closer, I gotta tell you something. In this video, I'm gonna drop some insider information because I was supposed to collaborate with EVERGLOW back in 2023 and well, as you can tell, it didn't happen, and I can tell you everything because there is no NDA. Oh yeah, I also met the group and got to talk with Mia at KCON. I'll tell you all of that later in this video, so stick around. But first, if you want to join me on my journey to 1 million subscribers, hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss a new video. Tons and tons of videos are coming out, as you can tell, and I'm going to be creating even more content off of YouTube to bring onto YouTube. You'll see I have a master plan. Alright. Also, I want you to go ahead and tell me in the comments down below what you think of EVERGLOW. What is your favorite song? If you were to ask me that question, that's a good question, if I do say so myself. For me, it's a tough choice. I mean, it's EVERGLOW. They have so many good songs. But one song stands above the rest. It has to be La Di Da. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below because I will be joining you guys there later after this video goes up. Now let's get started. To understand what happened to EVERGLOW, you have to know where they came from, as in their company that made them. The thing is, Yahua, I never know how to pronounce the... I'm gonna die without even knowing how to pronounce this. Yohua. I'm gonna call them Yohua. Yohua Entertainment isn't originally a Korean K-pop agency. It was a Chinese one based in Beijing. But they aren't amateurs when it comes to the K-pop game. Yohua worked with Pledis Entertainment, Starship Entertainment, and even SM Entertainment, the big dogs. But what they were new at was establishing their first Korean-based agency and their first K-pop group. 2014 was the year they made it happen with the boy group Unique. Unique was a half Chinese, half Korean K-pop group made up of YG Entertainment trainees and, well, spent most of their time promoting in China as they were a bigger deal there than in Korea. Cut to 2018 and Unique has been on an indefinite hiatus. So, Yohua went to work on planning and debuting their first girl group. And this girl group's main goal was to take over the K-pop market. Now, they couldn't just pick anybody random off the streets to make this group. They did some scouting. So, what trainees did they scout to bring to this company? Well, from their roots in China, they had a trainee called Yiren, who was already a trainee for over 2 years. And she was founded when she won multiple traditional Chinese dance competitions and was an established model back in China. Other members like Asha had some experience in entertainment as a child actress. And that was kind of it. Yahoo Entertainment at the time didn't have enough trainees to make a full group. But just how many 3rd and 4th gen K-pop girl groups happened is they got help from the Produce series. There was this one trainee that competed in Produce 101 that caught everyone's attention with her visuals. Xian would perform really well and finish 40th place out of the 101 trainees, which was not enough to debut in IOI, but enough for Yohua to offer her a contract to join the company as a trainee. 2 years later, Yohua would take advantage of a survival show again by having Yiren and Xian compete in a new season of the Produce series, Produce 48. Being a familiar face with the Korean audience, Xian got even closer to the debut group IZ*ONE, but ended up in the 27th place. Yiren followed close behind at 28th place. But slowly, as you could tell, Yohua was putting the pieces together to make EVERGLOW. The next member was revealed in another survival show, Idol School, and her name was Jo Serin. But you would probably know her more as Onda. Making only little waves in Idol School, and Onda was eliminated on the 4th episode in 40th place. But once she returned to Yohua, they finally had enough members to make this debut happen. EVERGLOW finally made their unexpected arrival to K-pop. Go up to the sky. That song right there, that song you just heard, was one of the most played K-pop songs in 2019. Bonbon Chocolate was a debut song and it was an instant banger. Everyone was stunned when EVERGLOW came out and made such a massive statement for a rookie girl group, including me. My face was like, listen, people could not shut up about this girl group online when they debuted. Bonbon Chocolate, the music video, went viral with over 100 million views and made the top 10 on the Gaon Korean music charts. Those are numbers that only monster rookies got, like when IVE or Baby Monster or aespa debuted. But the thing is, EVERGLOW was doing this all the way back then, years before any of these groups were even an idea. Now yes, you could say, but naeson, they probably got some popularity by appearing on these survival shows, you know, putting their names out there and getting famous with the Korean public. Now I would agree with you, but I think the most important thing is, now I know some people may get mad at me for saying this, but the reason EVERGLOW popped off is because they had good music. Now I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but EVERGLOW has some insane music from debut to now, and sorry, I had a flashback to Pirate. Oh god. Why? But anyways, let's get back on track. The impact of EVERGLOW's debut was absolutely monumental for the time. Their debut song peaked at number 6 on the charts, and they sold 23,000 copies of their album over a couple of months, which is pretty good numbers. But an interesting thing was happening overseas in America. K-pop fans bought 5,000 copies of EVERGLOW's debut album. Now it may not seem like a lot, but for no promotion and just kind of like debuting out of nowhere, for international K-pop fans in America to pay attention this much to buy that many albums, that's an amazing good sign. The group's music struck the ears of both Korean and international K-pop fans all at once, and it was very much their taste. Like eating a delicious slice of pizza. Unless if it has pineapples on it, you monsters. Or whatever Korea's doing over there with their pizzas. I'm sorry. I lived there, and I mean, some of it was good, but some of it you were like, how? Don't, just don't, all right? Now with this being EVERGLOW's debut year, they had to make the most out of it. And so they returned with their second album and the title track, Adios, which somehow hit harder than their debut.
Goodbye, ever adios. What? Goodbye, ever adios. Yeah. Goodbye, ever adios. Goodbye, ever adios.
Friend of the show and K-pop journalist over at Billboard, Jeff Benjamin, had this to say when EVERGLOW dropped Adios. He said, EVERGLOW is a group with a strong, empowering image that tends to connect more with Western audiences. And he hit the head on the nail with that one. Adios helped EVERGLOW hit number 2 on the Billboard World Digital Song Sales chart, and it stayed there for weeks. And they really became that viral K-pop group as that Adios music video hit 100 mil views again, back to back. Oh, and because of their commercial success with Adios, EVERGLOW brought home their first ever music show win.
EVERGLOW 축하합니다. 네, 소감 들어볼게요. 네, 우선 저희
Let's go ahead and give them the credit that they deserve and crown them with the honors of being called Monster Rookies in K-pop. Now, while EVERGLOW's debut wasn't really created to target an international audience, it kind of just happened. But they eventually also found K-pop fans in Korea as well, as EVERGLOW released their most successful comeback in their whole career.
Yes, dun 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 dun.
Dun Dun topped their previous songs Adios in every single way. Dun Dun showcased EVERGLOW's absolutely lethal presence every time they stepped on a stage. Even Korean media described them as the ultimate performance boss. And they took that boss energy to the States during their first US tour. EVERGLOW had one stop to go before they finished their tour, and that's when they had to cancel due to the concern of the world kind of ending during the 2020 pandemic. You know, you remember that. You remember, I remember. Now, I didn't really see that affecting EVERGLOW's momentum too much, and because of the break, they didn't really take a break. They wasted no time and went straight to the studio to write, record, and produce their new comeback. Dun Dun may have been Everglow's most popular song, but I believe that everyone will remember Everglow for La Di Da. It was a perfect comeback song. Billboard critics also chose it as the best K-pop song of 2020. This synth pop track killed on every level. Loved by older and newer K-pop fans, plus it gave us this iconic line.
Everglow forever, let's go.
Even I loved it so much I had to say it in front of everyone.
Okay, favorite song? La Di Da. Everglow forever.
Let's
go! 3, 2, 1.
Everglow forever, let's go!
The debut and a few comebacks in, everybody knew what Everglow was about. They were all about power, hype, and energy. And the title track first off of their new third single album was that times 1,000. You can immediately tell that not only the girls but the staff and the company really put in work and effort to make this comeback a full-on experience for everyone who witnessed it. The choreography is still something I remember over a year later. With first, Everglow saw success on the global charts, charting at number 5 on the World Digital Album Sales chart, and success at home, claiming their second music show win.
You know that I come first. I'm the winner, winner, winner. 그래 마지막 선녀. 너를 콸콸콸.
Alright, we're having this fun roller coaster ride, we're peaking right now, but the drop is coming. And the drop is a drop in Everglow's quality. See, the thing is, this whole time, Everglow's title tracks have been produced by one person, except for their debut, Bon Bon Chocolate. Let me try to get his name right. Olaf Martin Lindskog, or better known as Olipop. He is a Swedish music producer that has credits in a lot of other K-pop songs, like Zimzalabim by Red Velvet and Smiley by Yena, just to name a few. And again, Yeohwa went back to Ali to produce Everglow's new release. So you would think that this new comeback that they've been working on with the same producer would be on the same level as everything we've heard up until this point, right? It wasn't.
I'm a pirate, yeah, yeah, a pirate, yeah, yeah, a pirate, yeah, yeah. Now let me introduce myself.
Pirate. It's a song, an era, that I'd like to pretend never existed for Everglow. Alright, where do I start off? The concept isn't too far from what we're used to for the girls, and probably the biggest thing that I think fans have a problem with is that chorus and the lyrics. It ain't it. It's not the worst thing that's ever entered my ears before, but given Everglow's history so far with their music, you know what? We can give them a pass. Let's give them a pass. Why not? Come on, let's be nice. And no, it's just not my opinion here about Pirate being bad. The proof is in the pudding, as they say. Chocolate, vanilla, I don't know. Pirate didn't get the girls any wins on any music show, and it is their least streamed song on their Spotify right now by millions. Now this is where things start to get a little bit weird on how Everglow's management started to manage them. The group went back on tour, but to cities that K-pop groups usually don't go to, which is cool because Everglow was the first girl group in K-pop history to perform in Saudi Arabia months before K-Con even thought about going there. And Everglow had the first ever K-pop solo concert in Kazakhstan. Alright, show me where that is on the map right now. Point to me where you know where Kazakhstan's at on this map. I bet you 80% of you do not know where the hell that is. I didn't look it up either though, so I knew. Now my big question after all of this is, but why though? And they were also about to kickstart their Southeast Asia tour, and days leading up to the tour starting, it was surprisingly canceled for no reason. Then 20 months passed, and me and others started to think the worst. We were waiting to see that breaking news of Everglow disbanding on our Twitter or wherever we get our news from. But then in 2023, we got to breathe a sigh of relief. returning back where they left off with heavy bass in your face, got you grasping for air like you're lost in space. With Slay, EVERGLOW picked up another music show win. Then the girls packed their bags to go on a new tour called Oh My Girls. And you guessed it, me being an EVERGLOW girly, I had to go. They called us. They said, "Oh my girls," I had to show up. I saw them near my hometown in St. Petersburg, Florida. They know how to perform, I'll tell you that. And it seemed like EVERGLOW was back on track, making music, promoting, and even coming back again. This was Zombie, and it was not as impactful as their classic releases, but a decent change of pace, I guess. And now we're at the main reason why I'm making this video. Because recently, we had breaking news that all 6 members of EVERGLOW will not be resigning with Yahoo Entertainment. Their contracts will run out in June, but there is more to this story. Now, while normally we would see this as bad news, like, oh, they're moving on, they're gonna all do their own thing. The streets were saying, rumors were saying that agencies are starting to fight over getting EVERGLOW to sign with them to continue on their career? What? This is something we've only just started to see from older K-pop groups that have had really major astronomical hits in K-pop in Korea that Koreans would know to this day, but it's happening to EVERGLOW. These agencies are thinking that they can bring in the good numbers, fans, and of course, that cash money. Now I'll let you in on this. Some of the names of these agencies were kind of said in this report. Names like 100, which is known for the group The Boys, At Area, which is known for the solo artist Hyuna. Don't. EVERGLOW, don't do it. No, don't do it. Don't go there. Don't do it. Just don't do it. And the most exciting landing spot for the girls, P Nation. Founded by Psy and currently has Crush, Hwasa, the boy group TNX, and this is my favorite spot for the girls. Hopefully they go to P Nation. I think it's probably the best out of the 3 that we know so far. Apparently, EVERGLOW is having a last meeting with Yehua pretty soon. Yehua's probably doing their last pitch to get the girls to stay, or some of them. We'll see what happens. So it turns out that this What Happened video may have a happy ending after all. Okay, kids, gather around, story time. So, the EVERGLOW collab and meeting them at KCON. First, the EVERGLOW collab. Okay, so it's 2023. I don't know exactly the time. I believe it was around the time that I was filming the collaboration with Triple S for the first time and their tour in LA. Okay, that was in December. So without dropping any names, I get word that, hey, Yohwa wants to work with you. They like what you do, and it's EVERGLOW that they want you to work with. So just pitch us ideas, and we'll make it happen. We'll lock down a date. So to me, I was like, oh, this is good to go. I'm locked in. EVERGLOW. I love EVERGLOW from day one. So I pitched them an idea, and I thought it was an amazing idea. An amazing idea, because I don't know if this was throwing shade at Yohwa, but I realized, just brainstorming, EVERGLOW doesn't have a light stick, which is kind of crazy for a group that popular and been around that long. They don't have an official light stick. So I was going to do a sketch where I was going to come to them as an episode of Shark Tank, and I would pitch them designs and 3D print a couple of designs for them. And it was going to be kind of a comedy. I wanted them to make fun of me, make fun of the designs, and just have a little fun with it. They were the judges. They were going to approve the one that they wanted to make. And I don't know if they would have made it or not, but I thought it was an amazing idea. I thought I was a genius. So I pitched that idea. They get it. And then nothing. Silence. Radio silence. I hear nothing back from Yehua. I keep reaching out to people, and they're like, yep, they're not gonna do it anymore. So maybe they took my idea as shade on them, but hey, if you're not making them a light stick, I'm gonna do it myself. Somebody got to do it. But don't worry, guys, I will get the EVERGLOW collab no matter what. I want it, I'm gonna get it. Now, KCON. KCON was a very special moment. Without sharing too much, I get picked to go on. There's this, how KCON has a lot of little events around the convention where groups get involved. I remember it now. Find the Hidden KCONer. They were going to randomly say something about is somebody wearing this? Is somebody wearing that? And then they have to pick someone from the crowd to bring up to talk with them a little bit and then get a photo with one of the members, and that's it. I bought a hat the day before because KCON was 3 days, I believe. I bought a hat the day before because I was like, okay, maybe they're going to look for KCON merch or they're going to look for someone with a hat. Turns out they asked for somebody with a hat, and it was also KCON on it. I got the hat right now. Let me pull it out. This was the hat that got me up on stage to meet Mia, to meet EVERGLOW, and it was magical, this hat. You know, when I was going to have the EVERGLOW collab, I was going to get them to sign this hat. This is a moment in history, you know? But anyways, I get up there, I get to talk to Mia, and I practiced something the day before. Because, you know, my Korean, you know, your boy looking to learn some more Korean here. But what I told her is 머리카락 너무 좋아, which is kind of like, it's not exactly what a normal person would say in Korea, but it's like, I like your hair. Because this is around the time that they were releasing Slay. Mia cut her hair short and dyed it blue. I think I remember seeing somewhere that she wasn't a huge fan of the look, but I wanted to kind of hype her up and be like, no, girl, you look good. I like it. I think a lot of your fans will enjoy it. So that's what I said to her, and she was like, oh, thank you, and all that stuff. So I got the photo with her, and then I was like, this is so much lore. And she was going to sign it on the back. And then she said, what's your name? And I said, Nathan. So, of course, Nathan in Korean, the thin, there really isn't such thing. So she said, is it okay if I put naeson? And I was like, yeah, girl, do whatever you want. I don't care. I'm happy either way. And then she put to naeson. That is kind of the inspiration to my name change. If you guys didn't notice, I went from internetsnathan to naeson, which is the Korean pronunciation of my name. Mia, if you're watching, you're the reason I changed my name. Basically, the day is almost over, but we got the concert to go to, right? The cherry on top was at the end when everyone's doing the encore, going around the stage saying bye to everyone on the floor. I was on the floor. They were coming off the stage. Me and some of the boys were trying to get her attention to maybe she could recognize me. I had the hat on. I was waving the hat as hard as I could, and she noticed it. And Mia noticed it. So one of the highlights of my life, I had to share it with you because there's a video about EVERGLOW. I love EVERGLOW. So that's the tea on the EVERGLOW collab, meeting Mia and EVERGLOW. Also, Asha's crazy tall. Who gave her the right to be that tall? Like, I was up there, I was like, Asha, can you like stand a little bit further away? Like, come on, girl. Back on topic. That is what happened to EVERGLOW. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss a new video. If you enjoy what you see here, join and become one of the soon-to-be 1 million subscribers. Now, I used to call you Koreaboos, and then people got mad at that. So I think I'm going to continue to call you Koreaboos. And of course, let me know down in the comments what you think about EVERGLOW. What do you think will happen to them? Where do you think they will go? What is your story with EVERGLOW? Since I shared mine, let me hear yours. And I'll join you guys down there in the comments when this video goes live to talk with you guys as well. Speaking of live, you guys want to see me live, talk to me, chat with me, react to stuff, and talk about K-pop news and everything, then follow me over on Twitch to let you know when I go live. Again, planning a lot of things, it's gonna happen, and you'll want to be there, trust. I'll share more with you guys, so please stay tuned. And that's it. I've been naeson, and remember, if you're gonna go viral, you gotta make the best out of it. All right, Koreaboos,